Yeah, I mean, this is the Chicago Neighborhood Family Portrait Project. There's actually about like 12,000 photographs that I have as part of this collection. Through the years as we've done this mobile photo studio really serves as a pop-up to invite people to get thinking about what family means to them, how are they identifying their biological or chosen family, and getting this portrait taken of them that then they get to take home. My teenage children now help me photograph. My family's not represented in any of these photographs. But I have friends. I have multiple friends in here and their families. Yeah, this is the brown backdrop that we've been using for the last 9 years, and what we'll end up doing is we'll actually end up activating the gallery space and invite people to bring their families in the way that they define them. As an undergrad, I was told that activism had no place in art making. And over the years, I kind of struggled with it, and I feel that I really focused on teaching a lot more. It wasn't until I really started thinking about my teaching as my arts practice, and I fully embraced it, that I was starting to think through how printmaking specifically could have these really punchy ideas that could invite people to think with me about social justice and activism. This is actually a collaboration with Sarah Atlas and Hilish Patel. Sarah Atlas and I asked Hilish to give us poems that were relating to immigration or citizenship. This is actually from a conversation with Mariela Acuna, which is the curator of this exhibition, pushing against concepts of gender, concepts of what is acceptable for people to do and what isn't acceptable for people to do. This was actually created for the Just Seeds community-supported art portfolio, a cooperative of about 40 artists from Canada, the US, and Mexico. This is also part of a series, and it's around rest and the need for rest in order for us to imagine different possibilities. Vota and Vote, this was actually created with Aram Cifuentes, and we ended up creating a series of about 6 posters in different languages, voting for our future, voting for our children, for our community, and those who can't. I know I'm not supposed to have favorites, but this is one of my favorite ones right now. And thinking about, Black and brown neighborhoods are full of brilliance. We hear, right, from media and other pundits, right, like the problems that exist in these neighborhoods. And we never talk about the fact that, a lot of Black and brown neighborhoods have toxic waste sites. We don't talk about how they've been historically robbed of resources for generations. And for me, it's, again, this reminder of the hope that exists, the dreams that are very present, and the joy that lives in these neighborhoods. This is the background for Arte with Maestro William. I started becoming really excited about the possibility of doing videos in Spanish and doing videos in English or Spanglish, and specifically thinking about doing work that was beautiful but was unfinished and making mistakes and talking about mistakes. All these pieces, they're all these different interactions in education and art making that I've had over my 20 years. This I got in Mexico, in Michoacan, doing printmaking classes. Some of the tin ornaments come from Tonalá, the mecca of arts and crafts in the state of Jalisco, which is where I grew up. This was created by a student at the School of the Art Institute where I taught. The Tepochcali symbol is elementary school where I've been teaching at as a teaching artist. This is actually one of my children's work. Ilan I don't know, he must have been like in second grade. This is a sock puppet, and then this is just a paper puppet that were made here at Creativity Camp. These were some of the residents when I was here as the Radical Artist Residency, where we all just kind of hung out and did a little karaoke and played video games and hung out and laughed and cried a little bit, you know? And I have, 3 arts. Some of that initial crowdfunding that we did that really helped me cement and grow the projects. This is a student book that I was given by kindergartners thanking me for the teaching that I was doing with them. But it's also this reminder, right, to folks about the multiplicity of what makes my work my work. This is the Mobile Street Art Card project. This concept started in 2002 when I started doing workshops out in the neighborhood, and I would take out a table and invite people to make artwork with me. And I was having these really beautiful, powerful, amazing conversations with young people. And when I would try to have these conversations with older folks, it was so much harder. So I have this idea for this paletero, this ice cream cart, and I saw them as these cultural ambassadors for our communities, right? They brought people together, they made a connection to people's homes when people had migrated. And the ice cream bells are a big part of that, right? They're a call to our childhood memories, they're a call to people's curiosity, but then also for people to see and to imagine and dream what kind of work they want to see in their own neighborhood. A lot of the art making that I do through the art cart is really grounded in grassroots organizing. They're usually created for a very specific event. This was actually done at Garbage Hill Farms in McKinley Park. It also just so happened to be the day that the High Court ended up overturning Roe versus Wade. We decided that it was just so appropriate, right, for us to change the design from promoting urban gardens in the community, but also engage in the discussion, right, and the anger that we were feeling. This particular one was in collaboration with Housing Action Illinois. This graphic was created in collaboration with Here to Stay, which is a land trust. They do a lot of housing justice to provide affordable homes for people in Logan Square. We Are was actually created with a French consulate. They invited me to participate in an event that they were having at the Chicago History Museum. And the theme was thinking about the future. I started using the word we a lot. It's a play, right? Because those are also my initials, like William Estrada. But there are also these conversations of we, right? That we are part of this larger community. Our singular stories are weaved and threaded, right? With the stories of others.